All right, so I got to talking with a buddy about the teacher shortage in our state, in the state of Georgia, and um, I remember when I became a teacher, I kind of led him through the process of becoming a teacher, and he actually was able to lead someone else into becoming a teacher. And I thought about it, and I said, maybe there should be a video out there that kind of explains that whole process, so other people who may not have me or him or the person that he helped, they may not have them available. How could they know or find out how to become a teacher in Georgia? Again, this is just for Georgia and mainly the Metro Atlanta area. Some districts in the southern parts of Georgia, maybe even the east parts and the west parts may not be the same, but surely there is some sort of system, maybe slightly different. But just in general, if you did or were thinking about becoming a teacher, my first suggestion to you would be to join or apply for a substitute position in a district nearest you. Even if you have another job, just apply. Go through the orientation. You don't have to sub every day. Go once or twice a week, maybe once a month, whatever it takes to keep your position with the substitute services. Just satisfy that. And see if you actually like it. See if you can deal with the kids. If you're an elementary person, try elementary school. If you're a middle school person, middle, and if you're a high school person, try high school. Try them all. You may not know which kid you're actually more comfortable or which is more fitting to be around for you in particular. So I would say try them all. I tried elementary and figured out very quickly that wasn't for me, which I never thought it was. I just needed the money at the time. But middle school was a little bit closer to a better fit for me, and then obviously high school was where I really, really wanted to be. All right, so kind of spent the majority of my time subbing at different high schools in the metro area, and kind of seeing where I would want to be in terms of working and how far that would be. Where could I find a place, a home to travel, and it'd be a decent commute, that type of thing. All right. Once I got a feel for where I decided, or once I got a feel for where I kind of wanted to be, then it's important that you go take the GACE. Now, again, you have to have a college degree, whatever degree that is. It doesn't really matter, but you have to have a college degree if you're going to be a teacher. Now, you need 35 credit hours. If you're still in school to start subbing, you need 35 credit hours. Excuse me, but you can still start subbing at that point. Once you've started subbing, then it is important to figure out which content you want to teach. If you don't already know, you may already be a math person or English person. You may already know your niche as far as to what it is you want to teach. You need to start taking the GACE exams. The first one is the admissions test. I think it has reading section, a math section, and a writing section. That's the entry GACE. Then once you pass that GACE, which is not that difficult of a test, but for some people their test taking skills may take them a couple times to take it. But once you finish taking that test, then you would actually go in and take the content test, depending on what it is that you took. I'm an English teacher. I had to take the English GACE for 6 through 12. You take that, and then you have a content, a GACE content. Then, so at this point, you now have your college degree. You subbed, kind of seen the district that you might want to work in. You started kind of networking with some of those teachers, some of the administration at the schools. Now it's time for you to start attending some job fairs. Now, I will say job fairs are very, very, very difficult. It's a difficult process in terms of if you have a job fair that starts at 8 o'clock, you better be there at 6:30. and get in line by 7. Because with the shortage, they are giving out jobs like it's nobody's business. But again, you want to be there pretty early so that you can kind of get your foot in the door before, you know, the mass group of people shows up. Now, if you're like me and you have no teaching qualifications, all I had was subbing and my degree and my GACE test, you may not score on the first job fair. You may not score at a job fair at all. But that job fair or those job fairs will help you understand the language that you will need to be able to speak in order to land the job. You have to know the pedagogy, the language of your content. You have to know what it is that specific school is looking for. So, you know, if you're sitting in a waiting area at a job fair and you know which table you want to go to, you see a school that you have an idea about, look that school up and see what their school mission is and what their creed is and where their athletics are and all about the school really quickly. Get as brief, you know, as quick of a summary of that school as you can so that you kind of know what they want to begin with. Okay, so that will kind of help you in terms of that. So you may not score at the first job fair, second, third, or fourth. You may not score at a job fair at all, but it will help you in the interview process. And then you need to start applying. If that doesn't work for you, you need to start applying to those school districts. Put your name in the candidate pool, okay? Because what's going to happen is teachers are going to get hired to start in August, and many of them, unfortunately, will probably quit by December. So there will be some hiring administrators on the look for people still in those candidate pools to pull out of there and hire. So they may call you, and again, you want to know what it is that you're going to say to them in terms of how you're actually going to do your job, you know, as a professional and effectively. So those are the minimal steps. You know, gotta have your degree. You want to go ahead and start kind of putting yourself out there and networking with these principals and administrators in a substitute setting, kind of understand where these students are going to take you, and then begin to put yourself out there at these job fairs and then put your name into the candidate pool. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's a process, but not one that, you know, the average person cannot navigate. We can all, you know, most people should be able to do this. It's all a matter of if teaching is what you want to do. But those are the steps that I took. Again, this is Metro Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not sure about the other parts of Georgia, but again, I have done some minimal research, and every district has their own little quirks. But most of them have some kind of pathway to get people who are not certified to teach in the door. Once you get in the door to teaching, you are going to have to join some kind of certification program. Now, if you're coming straight out of college, then that's probably going to be Teach for America or something along those lines. But if you've already graduated and you're going through that same pathway the way I did, it's going to be something like Georgia TAP with a Metro RESA, some kind of RESA that you're going to have to sign up with them to be able to teach. Now, you can teach that first full year on a provisional, but after that first full year, they will not give you your, they will not renew your contract for you to come back if you are not in a program. So by the end of that first year, you want to be in a program. And as a matter of fact, I recommend that you don't take the program the first year because it's overwhelming trying to learn the ins and outs of your particular school building, your students, and navigate Georgia TAP. And if you're anything like me, money was an issue when I first started. So that first year gave me a chance to kind of put some money away and set myself up. And then when I started into the teaching program in year 2, I knew what I was doing in terms of, or somewhat knew what I was doing in terms of teaching. And joining that program at that time was a little less overwhelming, and I was able to get through the program in 2 years and be completely certified. So, you know, and once that took place, the program actually made me a much better teacher. You know, I'm now in gifted endorsement. I do all, you know, Avid and all these different things from somebody who was never certified, or not certified, but never went to college for teaching. I came out of a pathway. I thought I wanted to be in business, but I realized adults weren't the kind of people I wanted to lead. It actually transitioned over into the youth, where I'm happy to be. But again, that's the process. You know, again, step 1, you got to have a degree. Step 2, optional step, but subbing is a recommendation. Step 3, start taking your GACE test. Step 4, put your name out there. And step 5, you're gonna have to have that teacher preparation and certification course. But that is after you get on. So once you get hired, then you'll need to worry about that. I wish you the best in your journey if you're trying to become a teacher. And you know, if there's anything else you all would like to know, you can drop it in the comments. You know, like and share this video so that other people who are out there trying to figure this thing out can figure it out. And you know, we need more teachers. You know, each one teach one.